Oh, hey there. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I was very young when I was born. Okay. Something else that they don't know about me is that in 2011 I jumped over a bonfire, and when I did, I landed in the bonfire. Now, there's a stupid story behind it, and maybe I'll tell you if Gina gives me the look. But nevertheless, I burned my feet horribly and my arm a little bit. My feet have never really been the same. And she looked at my feet and was like, "Bah!" And I'm like, "That's how feet look?" And she's like, "We both know that that's not how feet look." So then she proceeded to give me some kind of a chemical peel on my feet, which I don't understand. And she bought it on Amazon or whatever. I don't know where she buys things. And so I put this thing on my feet, and then I just thought, oh, maybe some stuff will peel off her heel. It hasn't been that easy. Nothing. We don't do things because they're easy. We do things because we think they're going to be easy. Nevertheless, for, I don't know, 6 months or however long it's been, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not good with numbers. My feet have been just peeling and gross looking. And so then she's like, "You could soak them and get this, whatever this hummus thing is." And so I'm going to get this and I'm going to rub it on my feet, and then maybe I'll have semi-normal feet again. Would you like to hear the story?
Okay.
All right. So I show up to this bonfire, and somebody, and I'd only been there a few minutes, and somebody says to a drunk person, "If you give me $5, I'll jump over that bonfire." And the guy's like, "Okay." And he immediately runs, jumps over the bonfire, comes back, puts his hand out, and the guy pulls out $5, and when he does, $10 falls out onto the ground. And I was like, "I'll do the splits for $10. He goes, "I don't want to see you do the splits," which I know I can do the splits, so it's, easy money. He goes, "Jump over the bonfire." I'm like, "I don't want to do that." He goes, "Just jump over the bonfire." I'm like, "No, I'll do the splits." He goes, "I don't want to see you do the splits. Jump over the bonfire. I'll give you $10 right now. Time's running out. 3, 2, 1. And all I thought was, he just did it. How hard could it possibly be? But I hadn't seen the other side of the bonfire. Also, there's some things I had not taken into account. Number A, this guy was wearing long pants and sneakers. I was wearing shorts and sandals. That's pretty much it. Anyway, it was much bigger fire than I originally anticipated. I ran and I jumped, and halfway across I was like, I'm gonna land in that fire and there's no way out of it. And I did, and when I did, all the hot, you know how like gravel gets into your sandals and then you're like, I can't get them out, you gotta shake the gravel out. But then imagine that that's hot coals that are on fire that are all inside my sandals. And so I screamed like a little girl and then ran over and shook the stuff out of my sandals and was like, and I got the $10. And I tried to be tough for a bit, and I was like, no, this is beyond my toughness scale because I've got a high tolerance for pain. And so then I started pouring cold water on it. That made it even worse. And I was like, okay, I got to drive home. And then I was driving home. I'm like, I need something to put on this. And so we stopped at a Waffle House, and they gave me some butter because they were like, your feet look horrible. I'm like, yeah, I know. So they gave me some butter, and I put that on there. And then pretty quick, I was like, I need to go to a care now. This is much more severe than I thought. And then they were just very burned and blistered. They had big blisters across all the way around on both my feet. But then the next day I went to work, and I was like, man, it hurts if my feet are below my heart, it hurts. And I was like, but I was working on a flip house, and I'm like, and I was like, oh, I can paint baseboards. And so I would lay on my back with my feet up in the air and like paint the baseboard so I could keep working. And my friend Terry Bennett goes, you're gonna have to wear house slippers around the house or when you're at work. I'm like, house slippers, that's brilliant, because I was trying to put shoes on, it really hurt, but it's like house slippers, I'm like, people do that. And so I bought some house slippers, and I still have them today. But that's why my feet are such a mess. And then I have horrible neuropathy, so that I can't hardly feel anything because it's dead inside. But hopefully this is going to help. That's the moral of the story, is that Gina was like, hey, put this chemical peel on your feet, maybe it'll help. And so far, we'll see.